cabin.
Well, hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the old time cave. You know, it's finally some nice weather. And we're out here. It's actually been just teetering on 70 degrees, which is really quite nice. It's feeling a little warmer than I'm used to, only because it's been not breaking 55 degrees for the last 2 weeks. That's right. I think the highest it's been since I want to say the weekend. It was I think 67 on Saturday. Yeah. So it's actually been pretty chilly for California. Has been. California this time of year in February and March usually can be topping out at 70, 75. And it's been, you know, it's been cooler for California. Now I've talked to some friends of mine on the East Coast, and they've actually had California weather. Yes, one of them had a day that was 90 degrees while it was 45 here. So, you know, it's hard to make sense of anything like that. But anyways, wanted to share some fun stuff with you guys today. I'm glad you're tuning in. It's Thursday. I mean, it's our content day. So I have something that might be of interest to some of you guys out there. I know that there's some that enjoy old-time mining history. And I found this recently at a thrift store. Yep, that's right. This is a Walter E. Skinner. Is that Skinner? I think so. Skinner, yeah. 1928 Walter E. Skinner Mining Yearbook. So these, I'm not really too well versed in what these books were, but they definitely are a trade publication. So you have a lot of advertisements for machinery, air pumps, and hoist machines, and you know, everything that you would need for mining. Hard rock, placer, whatever you need, dredging, yeah. And of course the Climax drills. Good old Climax drills there. So this is 28, so yeah, those pneumatic drills, I think these ones have the water feeder on there. Yeah, I think they are. I have to read the ad, but you know, there's the dredge. You know, those were popular up in Canada there. Yeah, I think there was even a video I saw on YouTube. Imagine. It's not that scary. Trust me. Out there playing again. Here's little locomotives. Mining locomotives. Yeah. I would imagine these are fireless. Let's see. Pickett & Sons Bristol tank locomotives. Yeah, tank locomotives. You know, so they have a small supply of coal and water, but I would imagine these would be the fireless ones. But yeah, I guess it would be for maybe outside of the mine operations. But I know they used fireless engines, which were pressurized boilers. But anyways, it's a lot of cool ads in here. I could show you all the ads. Ooh, that's a really neat image. Isn't that great? Smokestacks, you know, head frame, all that jazz. Perforated plates, coal and quarry screens. Yeah, these I've seen on the gates to the lifts. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. I mean, there's a lot of neat things in here. You're not being heard, I swear. You know, my neighbor's kids like to play very loudly. That's fine. It's a beautiful day, and I do not begrudge anyone being outside because it's absolutely gorgeous. But anyways, this book is pretty neat, and I only found one other one like it on eBay because I was curious of how common these are. They're not common, at least online right now. I found the same one, but for 1931, and I think it's a buy it now of $75, and paid $3 for this. And this one has some water damage. You can see it's not perfect. No, but at least all the pages are free. I mean, there's some stains, some bleeding and stains and stuff. So it's not perfect by any means, but it's still something you can look through and enjoy. And it's still in pretty decent shape, all things considered. So not a bad buy for $2, right? I think so. Anyways, we want an update? I think we want an update on the old CT ham number 00. And this little guy, just the other day, well, yesterday I think it was, I got a new burner. Yes. The burner I ordered from the Antique Lantern came. And it came with a cone. It was a complete set. And the cone looked exactly like the one that's on this one, but the dome part of the cone actually is just a hair wider than this one because it doesn't allow it to sit correctly flush on the well, the glow plate won't sit completely flush on the top of it because it's just a little bit wider, and that is a very small hole in the glow plate. So I managed to see if the 5/8 wick burner that Joe sent me fit into this burner, the original cone, and it sure does. And it locks, and everything's happy. It fits actually quite well. So do we want to light it? Well, why not? Why not? So let's crank it up. We got a nice new burner, and I will show you the burner. Well, actually, I can crank this up above the cone so I can actually light it like it's designed to be. Yeah. So we'll just go up in there. There we go. Let's lower it down. There we go. Now lower it, get it down low so once it starts to warm up, then it will burn even and nice. See, it's cold, so it's going to act a little finicky. Yeah. But we'll just set that there, and we'll keep an eye on it, and we'll talk about it. So this is just an update, of course. And let me just get the frame, the focus here, center. Okay. So this is just a little brief update about this. Now, it's not going to be the main content of the video, but I wanted to show that the burner that I got from the Antique Lantern is very good. It's an antique part. It came out of, actually, from what I understand, a CT ham gem, which is a cold blast. So, yeah, I think it's pretty cool, right? It is cool. This is a really fun little lantern. I've been burning it. I burned it almost all night last night, and it was really nice. It's just very steady, good, even burn, and no problems. So I still have the original burner that came out of it, and at some point in time, if someone wants to, fix it or get it corrected, then I will send it to them, and they can have at it. But with for the meantime, this will be just fine, and no problems. I'm happy, very happy. So yeah, check that out. Burning perfectly. Disaster averted. Sometimes it's just the simple things. Sometimes it's a burner. Sometimes it's a clogged air tube or a bent globe plate or a warped globe plate or there's always some reason. If a lantern's burning poorly, there's always one minor little tiny insignificant reason why it's burning poorly. Sometimes it's just a bad burner, and that was the case with this because I tried the burner that this came with in another frame, and it did the same thing. The flame just went up on one side. I will insert a photo of the previous burner's characteristics in this video, so you can see how the flame just peaked on one side. For those who don't, for those who are not on Facebook, so you can see what I'm talking about. Anyways, this thing's really cool. I will douse it, because I have something else to share that requires this one's help. Yeah. Anyways, so I also wanted to share a little bit of the other item that I actually got to work on last weekend. I had some extra time, and I was out here doing some stuff. Now, what are we talking about? What did I work on? Well, you'll have seen, I'm sure, the 1929 General Electric monitor top, right? Are we familiar with that? Well, yes, I have one. I have a monitor top. It's a great machine. I love it a lot, and it works great. However, back in 2021, we were gifted a few large-sized movie posters. Now, if you've been paying attention to the other channel that my wife and I run, you probably saw the Rosalind Russell poster for Woman of Distinction. And it's right over here to my right. It's a beautiful poster. And these large cardboard posters were distributed to theaters, and they were posted outside on sandwich boards or in large size frames to advertise what film was being what film was playing at the theater. So with that being said, these are kind of rare because a lot of them were either stored in basements and then destroyed by either leaky basements or people just throwing them away after X amount of years. So only a handful of these actually survived. They're not very common to find. Especially pre-World War II ones. A lot of the post-war ones seem to surface ever so often, but earlier ones are harder to get. I mean, a lot of this paper stuff is getting a little hard to find from before World War II. But anyhow, so I made this mistake about mine, which is an Esther Williams poster. And it's not the poster's fault. It's not the poster's error. It's my error, and I'll tell you why. So I have this beautiful Esther Williams 1947 poster for This Time's for Keeps with, let's see, Xavier Cugat's orchestra is in it, Esther Williams, of course, and I think Jimmy Durani's in it as well. Anyways, it's a cool poster, and it's mostly complete. A lot of the detail still on it because a lot of the detail was hand applied to the base poster that the theater would receive, and then the theater would have someone that was handy with filling in the information with a paintbrush or cutting out letters and making it look really special. So they had an advertised type of person, that was cutting with X-Acto blades and dressing up a poster. So these are all very special. But anyhow, it's a cool piece. It's really cool. You're going to see it in a minute. But I needed to rest it on the back ledge of the monitor top. Okay, and there was something that was in the way, and it was the power cord. All right, so give me 1 second. I'm going to explain to you what happened and how I fixed it. Okay, so hold on. Okay, so here we are with the monitor top. Now, there's a lot of cluttered old bottles and all that stuff and fun garage doodads. But, so this thing, I've had it since, sorry, car driving by. I've had it since about 2011 or 12. No, take that back, 2014. 2014, and this thing is just so cool. I love this old refrigerator, but I had to unplug it to be able to put up that. Now, this Esther Williams poster dated from 47 for This Time for Keeps. It's a really cool piece, and I think I described how I got it in a previous video, but anyways, there was a collector that was letting go a lot of these lobby or sidewalk posters, and so we got this one and also the Roz Russell one for Woman of Distinction from 1950. But these are all hand done. I mean, all the text is hand done. It's all hand applied. Esther here is a printout. You can see a dot matrix going on in here. See some texture, but she's a printout, and then applied to the poster. Under her might be another picture. You never can tell because they did repurpose a lot of these for other movies. But the text up there, the type is applied. It's made of cardboard and then stapled on. You can see some remnants of glitter. So they would have used glue and then applied a bunch of glitter so it'd sparkle and catch people's eye there. But anyways, it's a great piece. And there's, of course, some stills from the movie over there. I know the refrigerator's in the way of seeing the entire thing, but it's got Jimmy Durani, Xavier Cugat's orchestra. It's a Technicolor, MGM water aquacade type of picture with Esther Williams, of course. So yeah, and it's funny because it is a Technicolor picture, but the stills from the movie are all black and white. Anyways, they didn't want to spend the extra cost for color stills for the poster. Goodness, no, they want you to go inside and watch the whole movie. But anyways, getting back to the problem that I fixed, the cord here was dangling behind the machine, okay? And I knew I had to unhook the cord. See how it's plugged into the back of the control box like that? Yeah. So I had to remove the cord so I could put up the poster and then put the cord back. Well, I thought, oh, I should probably unhook the wall plug first and then remove the plug from the box, because the plug going into the box might have a connection problem where if I pull it out or have to jiggle it out, it might cause a short. And so I didn't want to do that. And since the original cord had a little bit of stiffness to it, and it was 1929 rubber and cloth and whatnot, I thought I should just unplug it from the wall and then unplug it from the box so there's no power at all. Well, silly me. I felt around, and I felt I have a couple old plugs down there, and I found one, and I thought it was the refrigerator plug. Well, it was not. So what I did was unplug an extension cord that goes to the light that hangs over the car, which is that one there. And so, well, I unplugged the plug, and I didn't notice a light going out, which that would have went out, but it didn't. Well, I did, but I didn't notice it because it was during the day. And then I proceeded to unplug the other end that goes into the control box. And just as I suspected, as I anticipated, I started wiggling it, and it popped. There was a flash of blue light, and that was it. And the cord came out from the Bakelite plug, which is back there. And that's not how it's supposed to unplug. Yeah, it broke the wires inside the plug, and the cord just fell to the ground. So I'm like, ah, that was bad. So I was kind of disappointed, thinking that maybe I killed the cartridge heater. And those are not cheap, and they're kind of hard to get the right size. And luckily I know a community of people that restore and refurbish monitor tops online, so I could procure another cartridge heater, but it would take a while, and it can be a little annoying. But anyways, with that being said, I had a cloth cord on hand, and I just knew I had it, and I found it, and I thought, oh, well, I can just put this on the old hardware and everything will be great. Well, procrastination sometimes is my middle name, and it took me until just last weekend to actually get it done. So I did prep this cloth cord here. I prepped it, and I connected it to the old hardware, which was the Bakelite female plug that goes into the control box, and then the male plug that goes into the wall. And that's in a power strip underneath the fridge. So I cleaned the contacts, and I I had to unravel the ends of the cord and trim them down, and then take my wire strippers and take the insulation off and prep it. And then so I did, and then I put the hardware back onto it and put it all together, and it's been plugged in. And yeah, we're gonna get started and see if the cartridge heater is working. I believe it is, because the top of the top of the compressor is not room temperature. It's just a little bit warmer than room temperature. So that means the cartridge heater is working, but we will start it. So here we go. So we are. So now it's working just fine with the new cord with the original hardware. It's sad that I couldn't keep the original cord. I did keep it. I hung it up as a memento, because it is almost 100 years old. I'm not going to just throw away an old cord because it's old. It's part of the history of this refrigerator. Yeah, I keep a lot of stuff that I should throw away anyways. Let's get back to the bench, and we'll wrap up this video. Okay, bye-bye. Well, we're back. So you saw what I did. Well, you didn't really see the job that I did, but you saw that I replaced the cord to the old hardware of the monitor top, and now it's running. And I will give an update on that later in my next video about if it works properly or not. I have a pretty good feeling that it's going to be just fine. So with that being said, let's share our next project or our next item. So you saw the update on the CT ham. Here's something I have not shared yet fully, and that would be the Mathews and Willard little warm blast. Yeah, this little guy, nickel plated, cool daisy chain stamping up here, pretty cool stuff. I like it. So now that I have its proper burner back in it, see, I had to borrow the burner out of this lantern for the CT ham 00 because it fit, even though it's a 5/8 wick, it fit into that and I could still burn it and it was acting fairly normal. So before it could actually burn in its proper frame, it was helping out another lantern. What a sport. Anyways, let's borrow something from the ham, shall we? Since I have I don't have a lot of 00 size globes, I have to make do with what I have. So this one is 00, and I'll put it in here. As you can see, it's a little loose. It doesn't fit as well as it should. I might have to tweak the clips on this a little bit, but we'll see. I would like to find a clear globe for this so I can use it for dog walking and you know, little incidental lights that I need to go outside with or whatever, or camping. But anyways, I'll borrow this red flashed ruby one for that out of the CT ham. So let us light this for you guys at home. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Let's turn it down just a bit. All right. Oh, cool. I'm going to let it warm up, so I'm going to keep it on the low side and let it warm up. But there we go. Willard's Mathews and Willard's Waterbury Tubular. And I really like this. You know, it's interesting because a lot of collectors would call this or classify this as a warm blast. Instead of hot or cold, it's a warm blast because it does have a chimney style type of cupola up here. Can I talk now? Okay. So it has a chimney style cupola like a cold blast, but there's no spring in it, doesn't move, doesn't do anything. It's just a round cylinder chamber at the top where the air tubes join. So technically it is almost like a hot blast in design, but the exhaust goes up and then circulates through here. So it would technically be more of a hot blast than anything. But since it doesn't have a center draft tube like the CT ham, then it's a warm blast. I like it. It works. You can see that it works. It does function just fine, and it functions just like a tubular lantern. So I like it. It's a really cool piece. It really is. I haven't given this enough burn time or attention, mainly because I don't have a proper globe for it, and that's something I want. But anyways, we will just move this back here. I'm going to enjoy a little bit of this. It's really nice stuff. Look how dark that is. Aged Virginian. Yeah, this is good stuff. Anyways, it's a beautiful day in Monrovia. And those who might be curious might be asking about the birthday campout. You saw one of my last videos for the Mr. and Mrs. Smith channel and how much snow is at Crystal Lake. Well, the chances are very unlikely for that to all melt by the time my campout comes along. And that's coming along because we're already the 9th. Is it the 9th of March now? Yeah, it's the 9th of March. It's not going to be melting within a couple of weeks. No. So I might have to postpone my camp trip. Which I don't want to do. I have company coming in from England who will be in town for the Turner Classic Movie Convention. And they want to do the camp out too. Kind of looking forward to it, actually. So if the camp out doesn't happen, that's going to be a disappointment because I really like that tradition for my birthday. Mm-hmm. But hey, if Crystal Lake has got 10 feet of snow and barely melting and it's going to be cold, no, we're not going to do it. But I am going to look at options. I'm going to look at other campgrounds that I might be able to drive the Dodge to and still have a camp out. Even though it won't be at Crystal Lake, we'll still have a camp out. So, I will definitely keep all you guys posted because I want to do a video for my camp out. And I have a, I have a guest list, and they're excited about it. So I hope it can happen. But looking at the forecast, the weather is going to be very mild and very cool for Southern California for the next several weeks. It's not going to get into the 80s or 90s, which it would need to be for that snow to melt. But oh well. I'm just a guy. I'm nobody. The weather does not owe me anything. So we will try to adjust. We will try to adjust our plans, and I will give an update about that in the next video. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Fun little Waterbury Tubular made by Mathews and Willard, and the CT Ham update is burning very nice thanks to Mr. Lantern Joe and the Antique Lantern and the parts that he has sourced out that he offers. It works perfect. So good stuff. Hope you enjoyed this special spotlight on a few other things like the movie posters and the refrigerator. And we'll get you some more updates about how the old GE is running. And it should be fine, I'm pretty sure. But we'll get back to you guys on the weekend with Mr. and Mrs. Smith with a new video. And once again, rain is in the forecast, and it's kind of what we're dealing with. So we might just do another coffee talk type of deal in the morning in the living room. Nothing too too spectacular or exciting, but we will have some things to talk about, I'm sure. So stick around. You'll see some more fun stuff. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Look all right, son?
Well, yeah, you bet.